Hello, this is Mackerel Phones. I'm at my parents' house for the summer, and one of the exciting things about being home, one of the only exciting things about being home, is that there are a lot of bugs around here, and they always are getting in the house. And even though now my father's put down poison, because he's like, oh, I don't want bugs in the house, because the ants might eat the house. What if they're carpenter ants? And he did that, but even though he did that, there's still bugs around the house, because it's like the pesticide treadmill. You put down more poison to kill them, and what you're doing is just breeding them so they're more resistant to poison. But then there are a lot fewer bugs around here than there were before. But the floor of my room, there are lots of dead bugs. And it makes me wonder, how many bugs really are there? Because these are just the ones who died. Then how many are there that I must not see? Because they get through here and they pass through this room alive. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Oh, this is the newest one that's appeared. A dead pill bug. When I was a really little kid, I apparently called these potato bugs because I misunderstood what the adults were saying. They're actually a kind of crustacean, the pill bug is. They apparently breathe through gills, and so they always try to stay moist so their gills will function. I can still pick these up really delicately. I think they're really splendid little animals. I remember that once I was sitting in the room across the hall from this one. I was watching a movie, and then I looked over, and on my leg there was a hornet. That's not what you expect to happen, when you're inside. And so what I did was, I moved my phone and I put it down in front of the hornet so that the hornet crawled onto it, and then I put the phone down on the couch, and I got up and left and shut the door. But we never did find that hornet. Look, it's the stickers on the side of the bed. Actually, more than 2 of them. There are 4 of them? That's weird. I feel like more have appeared than used to be here. Well, anyway, what we have right there is a dead spider. It's kind of odd looking because although it's clearly dead, it also looks a bit like the body has been sort of mangled a little. But what would have done that? Is there some kind of scavenging insect that's lurking on my floor? Also, look right next to it. There's like an eyelash. Huh. You think a spider might be able to do pretty well in here. Because of all these dead pill bugs there are around, surely they could get something to eat. I guess I have caught a number of live spiders in this room. And look, right over here, not at all far from that spider, we have another dead pill bug. They do tend to gather in groups, pill bugs. Reason for it is that it helps them retain moisture. That's why, at least probably, they often do turn up in groups. Maybe this pill bug is from a clan of pill bugs that have lived around this house for generations. Pill bug generations. Another time, I woke up one morning to a wasp stinging my wrist, which isn't something you expect to happen when you're indoors. My mother ended up killing that wasp, and I felt really bad about that. Normally I go out of my way to save insects, or not just insects, just all bugs. I keep around a piece of paper and a glass for the purpose of catching and releasing them. I do it here, I do it back in my apartment. I hate killing things, and yet fundamentally my lifestyle is based on, plundered material. It's based on murder. That's what our society is built on top of. That's what lies at the foundation. It seems to me that even if you go really high up from that foundation is still going to sort of corrupt things. But at least on the extremely petty and irrelevant, infinitesimal scale of bugs that happen to cross my path, I try not to kill them. And the wasp sting wasn't that bad anyway. This one here, I suppose, must have died because it couldn't get enough moisture on the cold, dry carpet. I got this little frog statue at a shop in Chinatown in San Francisco. Supposedly, it's made out of jade, but I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if it has some kind of special significance. All I can really say about it is that I like frogs, so I got it. I think frogs are really cute. They look kind of like old men. But now I keep this as a sort of good luck charm. I can be a little superstitious about some kinds of things. You see that one? That over there is another dead pill bug. In fact, there's another one even further behind it. There are just a lot of those in here. You know, it's a shame too. They could just, maybe if they all got together, they could have conserved that moisture. If I see them alive, I should try to let them out. I mean, I do, but I never see them alive in here, it feels like. And yet, I always find them dead. Well, it's another one for the pile there. It's yet another dead pill bug. They're like the only things I find in here. Hey there, little guy. Here's Mackerel Phone's index finger. And another one for the pile. I remember that when I was a little kid, I would catch caterpillars. There were tons of forest tentworms around here, and just plain old tentworms. There was a crabapple tree out in front of the house, and every spring and summer there would be a huge tentworm nest in there, and I would catch them and take care of them and feed them and clean up their dung from the. Well, actually, they call it. It's not called dung if it's insects, but I clean up their poop out of the jar and stuff until they built their cocoons and flew away as moths. They were never butterflies, the ones I could find around here. But now, you never see caterpillars anymore. It's like an event when I see one. And I think it's because probably pesticides that there has been killing them. And I feel like bit by bit, all sorts of animals and all sorts of things that used to exist in these suburbs have been dying. Sometimes I think it's as if the end goal of suburbia is to sprawl out from the city and reduce everything to a lifeless, toxic wasteland where nothing can live. But in the end, people always fail. We can destroy everything and put down as much poison as you want, but the bugs will keep on coming. And heck, cockroaches, even radiation doesn't kill those apparently. But still, I don't see caterpillars anymore. And sometimes I've thought maybe at some point I'll try and figure out where I can still find forest tentworms, and I'll seek them out. Someday. This one looks like it died rolled up, huh? Must have been rather frightened, I guess. But then I guess they all were, since they must have had some understanding that they were dying. I keep trying to pick this one up, and I keep dropping it, and it bounces away. Here we go. Join your brothers and sisters. I guess maybe you guys can all go up in flames in some mass ritual cremation. But not too many people are going to do that service for a bunch of pill bugs, though, I guess. I really like arthropods in general. I have a kind of sentimental attachment to them. Judging from, home videos, apparently I've been really into bugs since I was, 3. And yet I feel more and more cut off from them, and cut off from the people around me, and even just the forest I can see through my window here. I haven't set foot in those woods for a few years now, and yet I live just a few meters away from them. Sometimes I feel like all life is just becoming increasingly atomized, but then I think that is the goal of, or at least the nature of the structure of modern society. There's another dead pill bug right here by the old Sega Dreamcast. Sometimes I wonder if the dead bugs I find on the carpet might actually be pieces of memory and personality both mine and other people in my family and just people I know. And bit by bit, they're ending up scattered, dead, and almost completely forgotten, right there under our feet. This cup of tea, it's empty. There's no tea in it. I already drank it all. Look, this bug's still alive. I think it's a spitting spider. They hunt for insects. Uh-oh, it's getting into the collection closet.